Good morning, Falcons. It's Mr. K from the library. Today I have a book called The Funeral by Matt Harms. No school for Norma, said Norma, putting on her mother's shoe. A few days earlier, there had been a phone call. Her great-uncle Frank had died, and today was for saying goodbye. Norma was practicing her sad face in the mirror of her parents' room, though she was, in fact, pretty happy. It was a day off from school, and she would be spending it with her cousin Ray, her favorite cousin Ray. There was a little flag on the car that drove them to the church. Norma tried to sound out the word printed on it. F-U-N, fun. Then she said it again. Fun. The big black cars moved slowly through town. Norma rolled her window down, and then she rolled it up again. Up, down, up, down, up, down, until her dad pressed the button that took away her window privileges. Mom, Uncle Frank was really old, right? In the parking lot, her mother put 1,000,000 Kleenexes in her purse and checked her makeup. Norma! She heard Ray from across the parking lot. Norma! Norma! The funeral was about to begin, and into the church they went. As he took his seat in the row ahead, Ray passed Norma his giraffe. It was wet with slobber. Gross, she whispered to Ray, who didn't hear her. Norma loved her mother's purse. She put her face right into it and breathed deeply. The smell was a mix of toothpaste and makeup and sweet warm leather, different from the old book smell of the church. Norma liked the feeling she got sitting there, as invisible dust appeared and was trapped, dancing in beams of light. And oh, how long they sat on those hard seats with all that talk about God and souls, and not very much talk about Uncle Frank. Ray climbed and fidgeted the whole time and kept studying the hairy ear of the man next to him. Twice he made his mom take him downstairs to the bathroom. There was an organist who looked to be about 100 years old. She played a swirling song, and people in the front row began to move out of the church. Ray turned around to Norma and whispered, "Is Uncle Frank still a person?" They all went to the little building next door for the church for refreshments. There were tables piled high with little triangle sandwiches. Ray and Norma tried a few of them. There was also a table covered with framed pictures. They were of Uncle Frank. Norma thought of him in the coffin under those flowers. Their parents seemed happy when the two of them slipped outside. Out back, the church towered over them, and it felt to Norma as though it might fall off the ground and fly away in the heat of the afternoon. There they are outside. There they are, running free. The two cousins climbed up to a little graveyard. They read the names on the stones. They found a little pond and looked for frogs and fish and things. And they looked all around the little graveyard. And they danced and they played in the grassy fields. Norma found a nice feather and showed it to Ray. Ray found a stick he liked and showed it to Norma. "No, no, no," said Norma in her mother's voice. "Sticks are not toys. You'll get hurt." Ray cried when she took his stick, but then she wrote his name in the mud, and he liked that. Before long, Ray had to go to the bathroom again, and they went back inside. Just before they left to go home, Norma stopped at a huge bouquet of flowers. In the center was a photo of Uncle Frank, who was smiling right at her. On their way home, Norma said to her mother, "Mom, I think Uncle Frank really would have liked his own funeral."